Hello and welcome back to Alephium Assemble. This is episode number 12 with me, Pepper, and my lovely co-host, Carla. Carla, it's nice to see you. How are you doing?
Hi Pepper, hi everyone. I'm doing a bit better now. I was actually really sick all the weekend because of food poisoning. And I was supposed to celebrate my 27th birthday on Sunday with my family, but I honestly couldn't even walk properly. I felt that bad. So, yeah, not exactly the birthday that I had planned, but thankfully I recovered quickly and I was able to get back to work pretty fast. So now I'm feeling better.
Well, happy birthday, Carla.
Thank
Um,
you.
21 forever. Um, I'm really sorry to hear that you got food poisoning. Would you like to dox the restaurant that gave you food poisoning?
No, but it was not a restaurant. I think it's my fault. It's because I have eat some fish, and the fish was he stay a lot outside the fridge, so I think it's something like that.
Thanks, fish. Well, I'm sorry for that, but I'm glad you're feeling better. Glad to have you back, and I'm very glad to be recording the next episode of Alephium Assemble. I'm feeling nice and energized and refreshed after a little holiday. Been to Laos with my mum and my fiance, which was very nice. But now we're here, back at the computer, back at my desk, and in today's episode. We will be talking about the core dApp, which we now know is called Powfi. We're going to be talking all about that. Also, I'm going to talk to you a bit about one of my favorite projects, which is Henry Coder. They've been working with me a bit and they're super cool. Also, Carla has some hackathon information, some alpha to share with you, which I'm buzzing to hear about. Carla's ecosystem review, the most important segment of every single episode. And we will finish with an update about the next Alephium X Space. So let's dive right into it. By the time you see this episode, dear Alephium Assemble viewer, the core dApp testnet will already be live. We have named it Powfi, which is, of course, proof of work finance, shortened down into 5 very clean little letters. That was voted on by the team. But it took about 6 months. Actually, Carla and I joined almost 6 months ago, and that was when it was announced that the core dApp would start being built and coded. And to reach public testnet now is awesome. What they've built in 6 months is incredible. They have done an incredible sprint. They've grinded super hard, and you have no idea, like, just how much experience and technical expertise it requires to build something like this. So a little round of applause to all of the core devs who I know are feeling pretty happy. Now, we have pre-recorded this episode a week ago. So it's not yet live for us, but it's live for you watching this video now. So of course, you can go and play it, use it, engage with it. That's the first thing I can say. You can go and use it, and you should also be looking for bugs. That's why things go to testnet. You need to look for the issues, and there are going to be some kind of bounties, some rewards. So if you find a bug, take a screenshot and send an email. I will put the email on screen here that you can send the bugs to, and you will get rewarded some ALF. Carla, is there anything you want to add about the core dApp?
Not really. I can't wait to have feedback. So yes, please send us some feedback. Don't hesitate to tweet and to mention the code app if you're testing it. And yeah, we'll be really happy to read them.
But on to the next thing. Our friends over at Henry Coder, or Henry the Coder, or our French team call him Henri Coder, right?
Henri
Uh,
Coder, yes.
and Henry Coder was built by a really very capable team from Blockchain Collab. Now, you may have seen last week on our timeline that an article was published written by Philip from Blockchain Collab, one of the project's builders. It's a really good article, and as you've seen, we've had this wider effort to get ecosystem builders and developers to start, working on their thought leadership, creating written content, getting their opinions and expertise out there. They have really good knowledge. And what I love about this article, and you'll see when you go have a look at it, it's split into 3 sections, beginning, middle, and end. It's a good way to tell a story. Philip did a really good job there, and I think it's an enjoyable read. It's not a super long article, like Aura's was quite long, it was really in depth. This one covers everything in a really concise way. So I do encourage you to go have a look. If you're not familiar with Henry Coder, you may not be if you're not a dev. It's a really integral tool for our ecosystem. It's essentially a Solidity to Ralph code translator. Super good, super quick, works really well, and they've just put through a big old update recently. Carla, could you tell me a little bit about that update?
But they finished everything, so now you could easily, as developer, test it. We need some tester. I mean, of course, we have tested ourselves and it works very well, but we need some people, some persons who are really motivated and want to translate from Solidity to Ralph using Henri Coder. So let's go.
Yeah, Solidity is like the biggest smart contract language out there. So to have this translator is really useful. And there is a barrier. We've talked about this before. There is a barrier coming into Alephium for coders that they feel they have to learn a new smart contract language. That's not the case. You can use Henry Coder, cut out all the hard work, save yourself some time, and start building Alephium dApps like that, or smart contracts like that. Carla, you're going to be putting Henry Coder to the test, right? I believe there's a hackathon coming up that's perfect time to apply their tool, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, well, maybe I can give you some more context, but we are participating in a small student hackathon happening from February 20 to February 22 in real life at Dauphine in Paris. It's not a huge international event or anything crazy. It's a student organized hackathon, but honestly, that's exactly why I liked the opportunity. It's low cost for us, it's very grassroots, and I personally know people from the association, so we were able to jump in pretty easily and sponsor a dedicated track. So there will be a $500 rewards in half for the best project built on Alephium, and every team that submits something on our track will receive a hardware wallet. So even if they don't win, they still walk away with something tangible, which is I think is important, especially for students. The format is really simple. Friday evening opening, we can build Sunday morning pitches, and winners announced Sunday afternoon. What's interesting for us is not just only visibility, but it's also about testing things in real condition. And we are encouraging participants to experiment with Henri Coder, to build some simple DeFi prototype, yield strategy, morpho-like ideas, basic lending concept, and that kind of things. So yeah, I think for us and for Henri Coder team also, it's a great way, to get feedbacks from fresh devs, see how intuitive the tooling actually is, and understand what friction points appear when people who are not really already in the ecosystem try to build in. So it's small, but it's meaningful. And I always say ecosystem growth isn't just about big conferences, big announcements. Sometimes it's about also showing up consistently in smaller, high signal environment, especially university.
Yeah, for sure. I think university students right now, there's so much appeal to go down the like vibe coding route, but the
Yeah.
students who really learn to code now are setting themselves up well for the future if they don't fall into that vibe coding trap. So this is really exciting. I've been to a couple of student and university blockchain hackathons, and they're coming up with cool stuff that my old man brain would never think about. So yeah, hopefully something really cool comes out of that. And we know that previous hackathons that we've been organized or been part of have produced some of our best dApps, right? Like Links came from a hackathon, right?
I'm not sure for links.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Radu and Links like came via a hackathon that we were involved with.
Okay.
So that's cool, and who knows? Maybe the next Links will come out of this hackathon. So fingers crossed for all of those students and the ones who already know Solidity. You've got a head start because you can use Henry Coder. Carla, oh my goodness, there's been so much happening in the ecosystem. I've had a lot to catch up on since I came back from my trip, but perhaps you can very elegantly explain everything that I've missed over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, sure. So I suppose it's a time for the ecosystem review. Um, so, you know, I just maybe let's start with links because you just talked about them because they have basically been in constant motion since launch. First, the traction keeps building, and not just in terms of usage, but also in terms of real yield numbers. They have been sharing updated rates on USDT deposit. We have seen figures around like 9.5% APR, then 13%, and even 15 APY, depending on the pool and on the timing. So we are not talking about theoretical incentives. We are talking about capital actually earning on chain, on proof of work layer one, and the important part is this. It's been weeks now, and activity isn't fading after lunch. Deposits are still coming in, rewards are staking, and season one is clearly doing its job. On top of that, they have been pushing the idea of super dApp, not isolated primitive, but full user journeys, earn, borrow, trade, spend, all in one place with minimal friction. And honestly, that direction makes a lot of sense for Lithium. Simple UX, fewer steps, and real usability for normal user. Also, I wanted to mention that they just reached yesterday 300K deposit TVL. So congrats to Link's team. Maybe on Aura side, so on Aura we are seeing something similar, steady progress and community loops that are already working. Also, we had the presence NFT mint during the space, and we have done with Aura, and now we got the follow-up because they distribute the price, some Aura token across winners. It sounds like a detail, but it's matter because it proved the full loop: show up, participate, mint, rewards actually get delivered. It's cool to see collaboration between Presence Protocol and Aura, so clean execution, and it's always reinforce something important, that Aura isn't just building quietly in the background. They're actively testing onboarding mechanics, community activation, while the product keep progressing. So that's really nice. Now on Alexium's side, two key updates here. First, governance and voting is still a big part of the meta. They have been reminding people to vote each epoch, and the structure is pretty simple. You lock X, earn base APR, and then voting adds another layer of rewards if you're active and strategic. Second news, they executed buyback and burn, the second one for XC, again with 100% burnt. This is a type of on-chain visible token mechanic that people actually like. It's transparent, it's measurable, and it shows consistency. Not a one-time stunt. And now my favorite update, because it's just very like Alephium energy, and it's quite new. no trust verify shipped chain reaction. So it's a fully on-chain game concept. Last player standings take the pot. Every new entry increase the price, resets the timer, and the clock gets tighter until someone wins it all. It's simple, a bit evil, very game theory coded, and it's exactly the kind of lightweight experiment that show builders are not only doing DeFi, they are also exploring native on-chain experiences, and they even shipped quality of life of that update fast, like notification when the timer is low, or when someone overtakes you. So what's we mean when we say like tight feedback loop is ship, learn, improve, ship again. So it's really nice. I have played it, and it was really cool, really fun. So yes, please try it and let us know if you like it.
Carla, did you win? Did you win the game?
No, I didn't. I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't win. But I will play again.
Well, somebody did, because a couple of nights ago, the pot got to over 2,000 ALF. Somebody won over 2,000 ALF in one game. Yeah, if you're watching this and you haven't yet played it, and you've got some ALF in your wallet, go and play it. It's honestly such a good idea. I
Yeah.
No Trust Verify have hit the ball out of the park with this one. I didn't know about this game until it launched. They were really stealthy about it. Really, really cool. Great job to the whole team there. I want to see more games like this. I think there's really, really good use case for our tech. And yeah, kudos to all those guys. You also mentioned links. Of course, links were on an X Space with us a while back, but X rugged us. We didn't get a recording, so we are in the near future at some point. We're going to get Radu back on again, talk to links again. Of course, now the product's live, it's a totally different scenario, so they have a lot more to talk about. TVL, I think yesterday, so what, on the 11th of February, I think it hit 300k.
Yeah.
Like USD, that's brilliant. So good for them. Also, we had Aura, as you talked about Aura, we had Aura. That X Space didn't get rugged, so you can go back, find it on our X timeline, re-listen to that podcast with Hayden and Ron. Really good show. So who next? Well, we've had Radu, we've had KR Coder from AlphaPad, and we've had Aura guys on. So this time we're going to look inwards. We are going to do an internal X Space because there's some devs who've been working super hard who would like to tell you more about Powfi. So I believe we've locked in the 19th of February, which is tomorrow if you're watching this video fresh. So we should be having on Ilias, Hongchao, and Pavel. That may change by the time you see this, but those are the guys who I want to be on. Carla, unfortunately for me, but very fortunately for her, won't be available because she's going skiing. So I'm very envious. But you can also be envious because I have the pleasure of hosting the dev guys on the show to talk about Powfi and getting a really, hopefully, in-depth conversation, because there's a lot of questions out there about what it is, what it does, how they achieved it, and so much more. I will, by the time you've seen this, have reached out to the community for some questions too. So yeah, thank you to everyone who has submitted their questions. That is about it. So Powfi's launched, the testnet anyway. You can play it, you can earn some ALF doing bugs. Tomorrow you can join the X Space and we'll pretty much go from there. I think that's it. Carla, that's a
That's
lot.
pretty much.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, is there anything else we need to talk about?
No, it's okay. Thank you, maybe, for listening this episode, and please don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and put some comments under this episode.
Yeah. Carla, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for always co-hosting Alephium Assemble with me. And thank you to the viewers, you guys. It's been a pleasure making this video for you and editing it. So yeah, we'll see you again in 2 weeks, hopefully with a lot more exciting news to share and some more core dApp information. So until then, as Carla said, engage with this post in every single way possible. Send it to your grandparents if you have to, but let everybody know. And Carla, be careful on the slopes. Don't eat any fish, and yeah, try not to hurt your wrists
Yeah,
because skiing is an easy wrist breaker. We need your wrists in good health for working on
never
Alephium.
is. I will. See ya.
Bye bye.